Hi guys, in our previous videos, we've been trying to set up our ELK Stack where we've gone about to write some scripts on PowerShell and we've been doing pretty much some scripting so far, but that changed from now because right now we're going to be jumping into the fun part of things. That includes where we're going to start to install our Kibana. Our Kibana is going to be installed today as part of the ELK Stack. Kibana is a data visualization and exploration tool used for log and time series analytics, application monitoring, and operational intelligence use cases. It offers powerful and easy to use features such as histograms, pie charts, and things like that. It even has heat map and geospatial support. It also provides tight integration with Elasticsearch and helps visualize the stored data that's within the environment of the Elasticsearch. So without further ado, let's get started. First, we need to pick up from where we start up, and that will be for us to log on to our cloud server. I would head on here and open the cloud server, and these are our login details. And then I'll have to go on to PowerShell and SSH right into that's the server there, and then the password I'll copy it from here. Right, so we're now in. I'll clear. The next thing you want to do is to head on to the website to download Kibana. Search Kibana download. Comes up. You go onto the page, just like we did for Elastic. We will select the platform, and the platform in this case would be Debian 8664. And instead of downloading, clicking this button to download, we're going to right click, copy the link, head back onto our PowerShell, type on wget, paste the link, and it's downloading. When the download is completed, what you need to do next is to type ls to see if the file is actually downloaded. And yeah, so this is it, 8.15.2. So we're gonna install this by extracting the package Kibana. So now that the package is installed, head on to do some configuration changes in the Kibana, and together we need to go into the etc directory and get the kibana.yaml file, just like we did for the Elasticsearch. So I will head on to clear the screen and nano etc file kibana / kibana.yaml. So this is the folder we're actually trying to access, and if you can have a look at this, you'll see that the server configuration for Kibana says the server port is 56.01 and the local host is localhost. So we're going to make some changes to these files. However, if you note that this is having a port number of 5601, unlike that of the Elasticsearch. So what it means is that any traffic coming through this port number may be blocked by our tightened configuration settings that we did in the previous video. So what we can do right now is to head back onto the VULTR firewall rule set and change the settings to allow 5601 or maybe an IP range in this case. So we set that up and also allow the firewall configuration through the PowerShell interface to allow 5601 as well. So to be able to do that, what we're going to do is that we're going to enter our VULTR and copy the public address, and then update the server host on this file to that public address, and also we uncomment this as well. So for now, I'm going to uncomment all these ones so that they are active, and without closing or saving this file, I will head back onto VULTR and copy our public address, which is this one in this case. Copy it again, and then go back to our PowerShell and change the localhost to this and paste it. What I'll do next is to save this file, and I'll type yes this time and hit enter. So that's saved already, but then I would have to make some updates to the firewall rules in VULTR. So to be able to do that, I need to head on to VULTR right here, and then in our server online, we'll click on settings, head on to firewall, and then manage. So under manage, you select the rule, which is this one in this case, and immediately change the protocol to TCP, so to allow TCP connections, and then the port range, we're going to specify 1 to 65535, and we will limit that connection to just our IP address. Click add action, and that's updated. So the next thing we need to do is to head back onto our firewall, and that's updated right there. The next thing we need to do is to head on to our PowerShell, allow the 5601 ports from the server, and to do that I'll type UFW allow 5601, and that allows it. Next thing we need to do right now is to start up the Kibana service, and first of all I'll clear my screen and type systemctl daemon reload. When that's done, the next thing will be to enable system enable Kibana.service systemctl start Kibana.service and systemctl check the status service. So Kibana is actually on, active and running. To be able to test that, we need to head on to our browser and put the IP address, which is our public IP address of the virtual machine, and the port address which we just enabled in our firewall, 5601. Right, firstly I'll clear the screen, and what we can do next is to get the enrollment token for Elasticsearch and then put that on Kibana. To do that, we need to go into the etc and the bin file folder again and get some configurations done. Navigate to user share Elasticsearch bin, and now that we're in that folder, what we need to do next is to find out what's in there. And right here we need to create an enrollment token, and to be able to do that, we would execute that enrollment token out, and I would just type /elasticsearch-create enrollment and tap to complete and hit enter. So it's asking for us to add a scope to it. So what I can do is to complete that, put that up again, and I'll put dash scope and Kibana added to it. So that gives it a scope for operation. Hit enter and the token is generated. You can copy the scope token and save it in your text editor, because you'll be needing this token to log in to your Kibana dashboard. Paste it on a notepad. I'll name this, I'll call this file, call it Kibana setup. Right, so this is our token. Whenever I need it, I'm going to copy it from here. And the next thing we can do is to head on to our browser and access the Kibana instance that we've already created. And type, put that public IP address, colon, the port number we've already allowed 5601 and hit enter. See that it's loading Elasticsearch. It's waiting for that token. Token is here. I'll copy this and paste it here. Configure. So it needs a verification code to continue. So to be able to get this verification code, we'll head back to our PowerShell, and on that PowerShell, I'll clear this screen and I'll head on to the bin folder again for Kibana. That would be cd user share Kibana bin and enter. So we're already in that folder, and our ls to see what's in there. What we need to get right now is the verification code. So I would execute the verification code by typing Kibana-verification tab and click enter. So that's my verification code, 905865. So come here and type 905865 and then click verify. Wait for it to configure and starting up the Elastic, and it's completing the setup, and that's done. Remember when we kept the username and password in our text document for our previous video? Head on to that file, pull it back up and log in with that credentials. For my case, this is my password and the username is Elastic. So I'm going to copy my password and then come over here, type in my username and then my password, click login. Just in case you forgot your login details or you did not save it at the time we tried to run this lab setup for our previous videos, you could easily use this code to reset your password, and that's it. You just have to come on here, type this code and it will reset your password for you. Then with that, you can log in with the same username. Right, so I'll put this back down. Here we're welcoming us now to Elasticsearch, and the Kibana has enabled us to have this interface. So what we need to do next is to either add integrations, but in this case we're going to explore on our own. Voila, this is the Kibana dashboard. As a SOC analyst, this is where you're going to be playing around all the time. However, settings is not complete yet. We just need to do one last configuration and then everything is set up. So what we need to do is to get the key stores and get the keys from our Elasticsearch and post them back onto the Kibana. So those keys are 3 in number. Copy them and put them there to get it integrated into the Kibana environment. So to get that done, I'll head on to alert and I'll click this hamburger sign by the left and scroll down to security here, and under security I'll get alerts. I'll click on alerts and wait for something to load up. Close this, and as you can see, it's saying the API integration key is required, and a new encryption key is generated for saved objects each time you try to start Kibana. Without a persistent key, you cannot delete or modify rules after Kibana restarts. To set a persistent key and the xpack encrypted saved object, take note of this xpack and then the encryption key itself settings. You need to get that for any text value of 32 or more characters to the kibana.yaml file. So it's pointing us back to kibana.yaml file, and what that means is that we'll have to pull back up on PowerShell, and I'll head back to PowerShell again. Now that we're still in the bin file, what we need is the Keystore. So it's the Kibana Keystore. Previously, we've used the verification codes. So what we can do right now is to get the Keystore. That's what we're interested in. So we can, on that Keystore, we can load up the 3 keys. Just invoke Kibana Keystore and hit enter. It's giving us some options that we could do for Kibana Keystore. And one thing we can do, first of all, we need to get the encryption keys, and I will come over here, Kibana./Kibana encryption, and hit enter. But in this case, we are going to generate. So these are the keys we need, and I'm going to copy these keys, get my notepad, paste it there. Next, I'm going to head on to the Keystore. Clear the screen. I'll check what's on that file, and that's this one, ls. I need to go into the Kibana Keystore and add what I need to add, /Kibana Keystore, and I'll add this, the first field of key that we generated. So I'll come back here and I'll paste that key and hit enter. So it's asking us for the value of that key. You notice the file that we copied, the value of the key is also here. Just copy that value and also come back here and paste that value and hit enter. So you repeat the same process for the other two keys and you're ready to go. So what I need to do next is to come over here, take out this key, get the next field for the other key, which is the reporting encryption key. I'll copy that, head over PowerShell and paste that here, hit enter. It's going to ask for the value, and this is the value. I'll copy this value, head over here and paste that value. Next is for the last key. I'll come over here, get the last key field, which is for security, which is the security key. Head on to PowerShell and take out this, add the extension pack for security key, which is that field, copied, hit enter and get the value of that key, which is this one. Copy it, head over here and paste that key. We have all three keys already pasted and installed in the Keystore. What we can do next is to restart the Kibana service and refresh the page on our browser. Our Kibana is fully set up. So to do that, I'll go systemctl restart kibana.service. That's it. I'll head back onto our browser and I'm just going to refresh this page. It requires me to log in, and my login is Elastic. So this is our password. I'll copy that password again, and this is the username. Remember, you can reset that with the code that I showed you earlier on, and you come here, paste, click login, and you should be in. The alert for API integrations is out, the key is fully installed, and all the configuration settings for the security part is all done. We've successfully generated the encryption keys for our Kibana together with our Elasticsearch login details. We've been able to log into our Kibana dashboard. What we look forward to do in the next video is to install our Windows operating system on the cloud. Stay tuned for that one.